what you saying?
What are you talking about? No, you just gotta be like, fuck you, man.
Because of what?
When somebody's just like violating your space and just, you know, like you afraid to have boundaries, and it's like sometimes you have to just vehemently express, fuck you, man. Whoever to that energy may be, you know what I'm saying?
So what if they don't accept, like...
You have to be steadfast in your fuck you. Like, just, hey. Then you have to be steadfast in your fuck you. And then they'll fall in place and or extricate themselves out of your life.
So, you saying, like, if they don't accept your boundaries, then what?
They got choice. It's not really about whether or not they accept your boundaries. It's whether or not you stay steadfast in your boundaries. Because what's supposed to be in place will be in place with your boundaries. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just processing. So, when you in your strength, right?
It's easier.
So what would you tell somebody who was not in their strength?
Fake it till you make it. Identify the boundary, express the boundary, and despite the pushbacks you get on the boundaries, stay in your boundary.
So, happiness at all costs.
Yeah, if not, it'll be miserable. You'll be in misery in your own space.
So if somebody's in my space and they're making me miserable, or I'm miserable with them in my space, then what?
You're not being about your boundary. Because what you're saying is, I identify that this is violating my space, violating my energy. But in action, I'm failing to be about solution, because I've identified solution. I've identified the problem, right? I'm in misery based on the energy that this individual or this thing, people, bring into my space. So I'm choosing to stay in misery because I'm failing to make those hard choices.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, right. So it's that the Chinese, not Chinese, but the slow drip process, right? Whereas, you know, if you just cut it off, you cut it off, and it'll probably be uncomfortable initially, but it'll be better.